Okay, here's a quick go through Canvas to be able to find out where things are. Now, this is for this week's Canvas page, but they're all going to look pretty much the same. So here's where we start. This is a home page. This is what your student will see when they come to this particular, when they come to my class. This is for Algebra 1. So along this side now, right now, I have a whole lot on the to-do list. That's the first place I would look for to see if your son or daughter has an assignment to do. So when you come to this very first page, the to-do list gives you a whole bunch of different things that the assignments they're supposed to do and things like that. Um, Next thing, if you scroll just a little bit further down, here are the two links. This is going to be to the class link. When we have Zoom classes, as long as we're on the online, this is where they click on that and they'll send them to the Zoom class. The office hours. The office hours are the days opposite of when they have class. So currently, when we're online on Monday and Wednesday, I have the morning classes here. That means that on Tuesday and Thursday, there's Zoom office hours in the morning. And then on Tuesday and Thursday, we have afternoon classes. That means on Tuesday and Thursday, I have morning office hours. Quite honestly, I don't care who comes in and when they come in. We're supposed to try to keep it according to grade, to class level, but it doesn't make any difference to me. What I end up doing is I have Zoom on as I'm doing different work and things like that. So if they show up, that's terrific for me. Then as you go down a little bit further, now this will look different when we go back to being in person or hybrid. Right now it's set up for the online. So for this, so we have the link again for the Zoom office hour, and then there's the assignment there. Okay, so when they click on the assignment, it will go right to the assignment page. It'll tell them what to do. I'll show you that in a little bit. So on this particular day, this is when they have class. The second day, Tuesday, for this class, this is when they have office hours. So they have an assignment offside that, and then they also have a link to the office hour, and then so forth for the rest of the week. This week being the last week of the trimester, we're Thursday and Friday are going to be pretty soft because we're just trying to get kids all caught up, put a little bow on this, get all the way through the end of the trimester. On Friday, everybody has class. That's why there's Zoom office time. They can come into that. It could be Zoom class time, office time. For me, it doesn't make any difference. Continuing down this front page, there's the assignment checklist. What I do is I take all the assignments that are up here, and then I just also put it down here for this is the assignments that they're going to be given this week as far as assignments that they'll have to turn in. And again, I'll show you this again, but it's just the same thing as before. When you click on this particular assignment, it sends you right to the assignment page, and that will let you see that. Resources, I just have all the different things that we have here. This is linked to Desmos. We use that application quite a bit. The textbook online, that sends you right to your textbook. And here are all the different weeks. So if your student has a problem with an assignment, I don't know what I did last week, they can just click on whichever week is there. And I'll give you, in most cases, there's a video there for you, for them to look at, as well as what the assignment is and what the assignments for that week were. Videos for the week, I've gone through and found some different videos. Either I make videos and I put them on here, or else these are videos that I found out on YouTube, and then we can go there. These last two, I didn't find any videos. I thought I had videos, but I don't have that. And the other links, okay, down here, I bet you that this one needs to be updated, actually, because I bet you it's not set up correctly. I'll get rid of that one. So that's the home page as far as what you can see from just looking at the home page. I'm just going through the assignments here. So if I click on this particular link, it'll send me right away to the assignment and tells me what I've done with this. And this is for test student, and test student actually didn't do them. And so it just tells me what the assignment was and how they did with that. So if I go back to back, let me click on, if I go to solving equations 1, that'll send me to this, right there to the assignment. Now I get some questions about how to submit assignments, and we'll go through that a little bit. But if I click on that again, it sets me up right to the page. All right, and I print off a lot of these. I start off by doing these by hand, but I print them off. My printer's sitting right in front of me, so I can do that. If you don't have a printer, that's fine. Your student can just write these down, get them all taken care of, do the problems, get them set up, and then they're fine with that. Now, once they get done with that, now it comes down to the time that they have to submit it. And I'm going to try to get back to that particular page. They can tell us not to use the back button very often on this because it just doesn't get us to where we want to go. So I'm going to go. I'm going to try to get us back to that. Oops, sorry. Okay, back to my home page. I'm sorry. I have less functionality than with it being a student view than I'm used to. Your students are probably pretty familiar with this. So once again, so that was that assignment. I'm going to go down here and go right to the same assignment. And it does the same thing. Now, to turn in an assignment, your student has to take a photo of it. As long as we're doing this stuff online, and honestly, probably even when we're a hybrid, I've kind of gone to using everything turned in electronically as opposed to having papers back and forth. So, what they need to do is they need to take a picture of of their homework. Now, that picture can be done with a phone. It can also be done with with your Chromebook. Please make sure that as they take a picture that they start to make sure I can see them. I'm getting a little bit older. It's harder for me to see these. If they have a phone, quite honestly, everybody's told me it's so much easier to do this with the online, with the app, with Canvas app. They can take a picture of it, and then when they push submit, it allows them to take a picture of that. So when I push submit assignment, it's going to ask me, it needs to know the file upload. So if they're using their Chromebook, they need to take a picture of it, save it with a name, and then it'll go. If I do file upload and choose a file, it'll give me the list of the files that I want to choose from, so that I can choose that and then just submit assignments. Most kids are pretty handy with this, but some kids are still having some questions about it. Let's see here. Yes, I want to leave that site. Okay, so now I'm back to the home page. Now, there will be some assignments that come out, some announcements, excuse me, some announcements that I send out to the kids. I believe these announcements even come to their email. So that's pretty easy that way. Another thing that people ask about, how do I know what the assignments are? Well, when you click on the assignment tab, it'll tell you, okay, all the assignments. This one's upcoming because it doesn't close until tonight at midnight. Okay, and it's worth 5 points. It was it's available until the 4th, actually next Thursday. It's due tonight at midnight, but closes on the 4th at midnight. And then here are the past assignments. All right, so if you're ever looking for an assignment that they have or have not done, this even tells you the score that they received on this. So 2.5 out of 5. I'll be quite honest with you. 2.5 out of 5 means that it was not turned in. Your student will get a 2.5 out of 5 for right now. I think for next trimester, I might you just go 1 out of 2, just making it really easy. So if you see a 1 or if you see less than the total amount of points, that means your student didn't turn it in. Okay, that's just quite easy thing for us to figure out that way. So if you see that's out of so many points, like this is out of 5 points, if you see something less than 5, that means your student didn't do it. Okay, and it's not turned in. And when it hits its due date, the computer will automatically give them 50%. Okay, so that will show up right away. And like on this one, this was a long time ago, so this one's got 1.5 because I didn't go through and adjust. You'll see on some of mine, I've set this at a number of different places. I had it at 20%, I moved it up to 40%, and now I've set it at 50%. I'll set it at 50% from here on out. So you can quick and easy tell, okay, here's the 2 quizzes that we've had, 2 of the 3 quizzes that we've had, and the dash. Now the dash grade is kind of, it's good and bad. A dash grade indicates that it has not been entered into, it's not counting as a grade, which is both good and bad, because that means that your son or daughter hasn't taken it, but the grade's being figured as if it wasn't assigned. Well, I'll go through and I'll change that non-assigned quiz to a 0 if they haven't taken it, and then their grade will go down. The good thing about having a 0 in there is, one, it tells everybody that they haven't taken it, because really, it's really challenging to get a 0 on a quiz or a test from Maya. The only way they get a 0 on a problem is if they don't do it. That's actually, quite honestly, other than daily work, if you will get some points for doing it. The only way you get 0 points is by not doing it. Okay, so that's pretty clear that way. And you can see in my particular class, we don't have a load of assignments. I mean, we're still going. It'll take, I think we have like 60 assignments currently. So there's going to be a lot of assignments there. And that missing 1 or 2 assignments isn't going to kill a grade. Missing 1 or 2 quizzes, yes, that's going to be really detrimental to a grade. Okay, so that's one of the things that we have to do. Grades, one of the things when you click on grades, it's going to show, yep, this is for test student. It's going to show your students' grades. So again, if you really want to check to see how they're doing on Canvas, you can see this. Now, I weight my grades. 30% is classwork, 70% is homework, is tests. That means if they do all their homework and don't take any quizzes, they're going to get 30% for the class. That also tells me, you know what? Doing well on the quizzes and tests are really important. The homework, not so much. Missing 1 or 2 homework assignments is not going to kill a grade, but missing a quiz will. Now, this also goes through, the computer automatically sets this up. It'll tell you if it's late or if it's missing or if it's on time. So as I go through here, test students not doing very well, they have a whole lot of things that are missing, okay? Not turned in. All right, so that's kind of one of those E's. So that will tell me this. So there's a nice little way for me to be able to see what the grades are on here. Now, one of the questions we hear is, well, what happens with my Canvas grade is different than my PowerSchool grade? That's very possible. PowerSchool and Canvas may not be set up exactly the same. PowerSchool is the one that matters. I put all my numbers into Canvas, and then the computer talks to each other, and the 2 apps talk to each other, and then it shows up in PowerSchool. PowerSchool is the one it draws from, though. So you have to make sure that PowerSchool grades are the grades that matter. All right. Looking at this tells me what I've done and what has not been done. And I think the 2 are very similar. I tried to set them up exactly the same, but they may or may not be exactly the same. So please don't look at this and say, oh, my kid's got a 90% in Canvas, but an 88% in PowerSchool. I can't tell you why that is, but it's not always exactly the same. So it's very frustrating for me as well. Quizzes, this will list just the different quizzes. So a lot of our assignments this last time were quizzes. There are practice quizzes, just giving us something for us to do that will not be, like this one is out of 17 points. It ends up to be just a daily assignment for me. It's not nothing. It's not necessarily something that really goes into the grade book substantially. It's a regular assignment. The modules. Okay, I will try to keep all the modules here and put as many answer keys up here as I remember to. As you can tell, I haven't remembered to put very many up here. So I'll try to put answer keys up here. These are all different ones. Like this is from when we were doing stuff early in the trimester, we had a whole bunch of modules. I'll probably use this a little differently now, but honestly, I would really say that I live in the grades and the assignments. Those are the 2 that I use the most often. Actually, the home screen, the way I have it set up now, I use the home screen all the time. Okay, I hope that helps you guys with understanding what's going to show up on my Canvas page. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks a lot.